Choosing between a solar and an automatic watch isn't just about picking a feature set. It's about deciding what kind of relationship you want with the device on your wrist. It's a choice between two different philosophies of timekeeping. I mean, when you think about it, both are pretty incredible, but they appeal to very different instincts. So let's really break it down. Get past the surface level talking points and figure out which one speaks to you.
Power source and operation. Let me explain how these two actually work, because the difference is fundamental. A solar watch, at its heart, is a high-efficiency quartz watch. You've got a tiny, almost invisible solar panel, usually sitting right under the dial. It soaks up any light it can find. Bright sunlight, the lamp on your desk, even the dim overheads in a conference room, and converts it into electrical energy. That energy is stored in a special rechargeable power cell, not a regular disposable battery. This cell then feeds a quartz crystal, which vibrates at a precise frequency to keep time. The whole system is designed for maximum efficiency. It's a quiet, self-sufficient marvel of engineering. Now, an automatic watch, well, that's a whole different world. It's pure mechanics, a direct descendant of centuries of clockmaking. There are no batteries, no circuits, no solar panels. Inside, you have a mainspring, which is a tightly coiled piece of metal that stores energy when it's wound. The magic is how it gets wound. A weighted, semicircular piece of metal called a rotor is mounted on the back of the movement. As you move your arm throughout the day, gravity and inertia cause this rotor to spin, and that spinning action winds the mainspring. It's literally powered by you. That energy is then released in a controlled way through a series of gears and levers, all regulated by a tiny oscillating balance wheel. It's a mechanical heartbeat on your wrist.
Accuracy. Here's what matters when it comes to keeping time. Because the solar watch runs on a quartz crystal movement, it is exceptionally accurate. The quartz crystal, when zapped with electricity, vibrates at an incredibly stable 32,768 times per second. This consistency is what gives it its precision. A typical solar watch might gain or lose, say, 15 seconds a month. For all practical purposes, it's perfect. You set it and forget it for months on end. An automatic watch, on the other hand, is a creature of its environment. Its accuracy is measured in seconds per day. A good one might run within plus or minus 10 seconds a day. A chronometer-certified one gets even tighter, to around -4 to +6 seconds. This variance happens because its tiny mechanical parts are affected by everything: gravity, the position you leave it in overnight, temperature changes, and subtle magnetism. Is this a flaw? Not really. It's part of its character. You know, it's a living, breathing machine. For enthusiasts, regulating their watch or simply accepting its unique daily rhythm is part of the charm. But if you need to the second precision without any fuss, solar is the undisputed winner.
Power reserve. Power reserve is all about how long your watch will keep running after you take it off. This is where solar technology really shines. When fully charged, a modern solar watch can run for 6 months or even longer in complete darkness. Some even have a power save mode where the hands stop moving to conserve energy. But the internal brain keeps tracking time, ready to spring the hands back to the correct position the moment it sees light again. It's an incredible amount of endurance. An automatic watch's power reserve is much shorter. A standard model will typically run for about 38 to 42 hours on a full wind. That's enough to get you through the night and then some, but if you take it off on Friday evening, there's a decent chance it will have stopped by Monday morning. More modern or high-end movements have pushed this to 70 or 80 hours, which covers a whole weekend. It's a different mindset. With a solar watch, you never think about it. With an automatic, you're more conscious of keeping it alive, either by wearing it consistently or by putting it on a watch winder. Durability and water resistance. Both types of watches can be built to be incredibly tough. However, their internal architectures give them different strengths. A solar quartz movement has no moving rotor, a simpler gear train, and fewer delicate parts like a balance spring. This solid-state nature makes it inherently more resistant to shocks from being dropped or banged around. Furthermore, because you rarely need to open the case to change a battery, the factory seals that ensure water resistance remain intact for much longer. Automatic watches, particularly dive watches, are famously durable too, but their complexity is also their vulnerability. A hard shock can potentially damage the delicate balance staff or other components. And every time the watch is opened for service, the water resistance gaskets need to be checked and possibly replaced to maintain their integrity. I mean, an automatic can absolutely be a rugged companion, but from a purely engineering standpoint, the simpler solar quartz design has a slight edge in raw resilience.
Cost. When it comes to price, you can find both solar and automatic watches at nearly every price point, from very affordable to eye-wateringly expensive. You can get a fantastic solar watch from Citizen or Seiko for a couple $100, just as you can get a brilliant entry-level automatic from Orient or that same Seiko. But the real difference is in the total cost of ownership. With a solar watch, the price you pay up front is pretty much the entire cost. There are no batteries to buy, and servicing is rarely needed. With an automatic, the initial purchase is just the beginning. You have to factor in the cost of a full service every 5 years or so, which can be a significant expense, sometimes a substantial fraction of the watch's original price. So while the sticker prices might be similar, the automatic watch carries an ongoing maintenance cost that the solar watch simply doesn't have. Design and features. Because solar watches are built on an electronic platform, it's easy for manufacturers to pack them with additional features. This is why you see so many solar watches with things like radio-controlled atomic timekeeping, GPS synchronization, Bluetooth connectivity, altimeters, barometers, and complex chronographs. The design often follows the function, leading to a more modern, technical, or sporty aesthetic. Automatic watches, on the other hand, tend to celebrate their mechanical nature in their design. You'll see beautiful complications like moon phases, power reserve indicators, and GMT functions, all accomplished with gears and springs. The design often leans toward the traditional, with elegant dials, polished cases, and, a key feature for many, an exhibition case back that provides a little window into the beautiful, oscillating movement inside. The features are less about digital utility and more about mechanical artistry.
Thickness and weight. Generally speaking, solar watches have the potential to be thinner and lighter. A quartz movement is inherently more compact than a mechanical one, and it doesn't need the added height of a spinning rotor. Manufacturers can leverage this to create incredibly slim and elegant dress watches or lightweight titanium field watches that almost disappear on the wrist. An automatic movement with its rotor, reversing gears, and layers of bridges simply requires more space. This often results in a watch that is thicker and has more heft. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. For many people, that substantial feeling on the wrist is reassuring. It feels solid, well-built, and valuable. It really comes down to personal preference. Do you want a watch that feels light and nimble, or one that has a reassuring presence? Long-term reliability. Both types of watches are reliable, but in different ways. The reliability of a solar watch is like that of a modern appliance. It's built with high-tech, solid-state components and is designed to work flawlessly without intervention for a very long time. Its potential point of failure, decades down the line, would be the degradation of the rechargeable cell or the failure of the electronic circuit, parts that may or may not be replaceable depending on the age of the watch. An automatic watch's reliability is more organic. It will absolutely require maintenance to remain reliable, but its great virtue is that it is almost infinitely serviceable. As long as parts are available or a skilled watchmaker can fabricate them, a mechanical watch from 50 years ago can be brought back to perfect running order. This is why you can buy a vintage automatic from the 1960s and have it restored to be a reliable daily wearer. It has the potential for true generational longevity, passed from one family member to the next.
Quick take. The bottom line? There is no better here. There are just different priorities. If your philosophy is set it and forget it, and you want the most accurate, hassle-free, and technologically capable timepiece, you should absolutely get a solar watch. You will love its quiet, unwavering competence.
But if you're the kind of person who gets a little thrill from seeing a tiny, intricate machine come to life with a few turns of a crown, and you love the idea of wearing something that runs on the same principles that have powered watches for over a century, then an automatic is calling your name. The real question is, do you want a perfect tool or do you want a soulful companion?